All right, let me add some value here. Senator Mark Warner is trending on Twitter for good reason. Yeah, I know it's early in the morning. I barely even had my coffee yet. Okay, I'm not Shepard Smith. I'm just trying to convey information that the media should be conveying, and I'm not going to even get any originality points for this one. I do have plenty of more clever original videos, but look at them elsewhere. I'm just trying to get information out there that you should get, and I know the light reflects off my glasses. I'm going to go back and forth. But here's some things you got to know about Mark Warner. First of all, President Trump earlier, I'm going to put the tweet up. Here's what he tweeted late last night. Wow, Senator Mark Warner got caught having extensive contact with a lobbyist for a Russian oligarch. Warner did not want a paper trail on paper trail on a quotation, private, end quote, meeting in London. He requested with Steele of fraudulent Dossier fame, all tied into crooked Hillary. Interestingly, he doesn't put hashtag crooked Hillary in there. And of course, near the top on Twitter, you see, it just so happens to be, and Flynn was indicted, and Papadopoulos is going to jail. Who the hell is Bishop Talbot Swan? What is he, a black so-called religious version of the Krasenstein brothers? Like someone who seems to be getting toward the top. So those are the first responses you see. And then Bishop Talbot Swan writes, and eventually the trail will lead to Donnie Jr., Kushner, and you, Trump. Who is this guy, by the way? Husband, dad, granddad, pastor, prelate, activist, writer, talk show host, freedom fighter. Hashtag 413HOPE. Who is he? 53.1 follower? Okay, I guess it would be racist to criticize him or look into him more. But, okay, let's talk about Mark Warner. I was under the mistaken impression that he was a rich kid. He was not. He was rich, but he actually is self-made. Okay. I'm just going to the Wikipedia page for him here. I don't even need to post the picture. You can figure that out yourself. He went to George Washington University, a place where often, if you're not from D.C., even if you're from D.C., a lot of politically ambitious people go. He had a 4.0 GPA and minor in political science. So he's an ambitious kid. Grew up was born in Indiana, grew up in Illinois and Connecticut, but not a rich kid. Some have that impression. I did. I just hadn't thought about it much lately. He was valedictorian of his class at GW. So this guy's a self-starter and first in his family to graduate from college. At GW, he worked on Capitol Hill to pay for his tuition, riding his bike early mornings to the office of U.S. Senator Abraham Ribicoff. And, I use that whiny voice because being Jewish myself, actually observing Judaism, I get so sick of so-called liberals of Jewish descent, of which, Senator Abraham Ribicoff is one of them. When his parents visited him at college, get this part. When his parents visited him at college, he obtained 2 tickets for them to tour the White House. When his father asked why he didn't get a ticket for himself, he replied, I'll see the White House when I'm president. So that's what we're dealing with. A guy who is self-made, but like a lot of self-made people, I went to Harvard undergrad. And the reality is I'm a radiologist's son. I grew up in a comfortable environment, not legacy, but, you had some people who were from more modest backgrounds, and power to them for what they've accomplished, but they get a little bit more of an ego because of where they've come from. It sounds like Mark Warner may be that type, and they think they're kind of invincible and look down on people who had it a little easier. That's the type. I'm not saying he's one of them. I don't know him personally, but I know that type. Let me read on. This is just the Wikipedia page. This is information that should be there in every story about Mark Warner, so you know what we're dealing with. Though this isn't the most relevant facts, but you should know what you're dealing with. Warner then graduated from Harvard Law School with a Juris Doctor in 1980, so Ivy League arrogance. I'm familiar with that. That's where I went for law school, business school, and undergrad. I went to Columbia for law school and business school, but it's irrelevant. He coached, how nice is this? And coached the law school's first intramural women's basketball team. So he's progressive like that. Warner has never practiced law. In the early 1980s, he served as a staffer to U.S. Senator Christopher Dodd. Interesting. And just Google waitress sandwich if you're looking at Christopher Dodd. But I thought this guy's so into women. He coached the first women's basketball. Whatever. He later used his knowledge of federal telecommunication law and policies as a broker of mobile phone franchise licenses, making a significant fortune. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that. So it wasn't that he had some technology-driven expertise that made his fortune. It was his political connections. Interesting. As founder and managing director of Columbia Capital, a venture capital firm, again, he's not the entrepreneur here. He helped found or was an early investor in a number of technology companies, including Nextel. He co-founded Capital Cellular Corporation and built up an estimated net worth of more than $200 million. As of 2012, he was the wealthiest U.S. senator. And then he became a senator in 1996. Interestingly, there were two Warners in Virginia. I think it was the other Warner who's from a rich family. Not related to Warner Brothers, I don't believe. And then, just get this. This is the way so many of them do it. In states, they campaign as moderate Democrats. So this is just from the Wikipedia page. In 2001, Warner campaigned for governor as a moderate Democrat because he's an entrepreneur. He knows business. After years of slowly building up a power base in rural Virginia, particularly Southwest Virginia, I'm sure he thought those dumb hillbillies, just like Peter Strzok was texting about with Lisa Page. He defeated Republican candidate Mark Earley, the state attorney general, in a Mark versus Mark, that's funny, election with 52.16%. Okay, so you get the deal. And now he could show his true liberal colors, his big state that have made him rich. Colors. I need a little more coffee. And so you get the point. That's the person that, I'm going to put the tweet up again, that Trump is tweeting about. Keep all that in mind so you know what you're dealing with when we're talking about Mark Warner. And lock him up. And that's really all I have to say on this particular issue, of which I'm not an expert. I'm just reading information that's out there. Thanks for watching.